I love this land and I love the people. We have the strength to reach with hope for a better day with aim for joy and happiness. A freedom that is maintained by the people's right to power that has been allowed of God. Such rights are protected by our choice. We can lawfully choose good, and we do have the ability to love persons that disagree. We have a common ground in America. We have the right to pursue happiness. I feel it the responsibility of America to show its future how to be good. With love, life is such a beautiful story that we live, one that many feel is without end. So of course it saddens me to see times of sorrow and misery and tragedy. My heart breaks for those I know have cried out in pain with screams of life, voicing its discontent as if its end was built up and sent to flood the air with protest against the moments that pass away from the life of a love taken from them before their time. Silent wars waging in the minds of fellow Americans as they say goodbye with hopes of seeing their loved one on the other side. I think many, if they knew that they had the power to give life, would adjust the world to dry their eyes from the tears that never had to be cried. We can choose to move to remedy some of the difficulties that used to work to prevent us from protecting the quality of life for some Americans. Today we can, in some seemingly small fashion, begin to save lives and support good health. For hundreds, this can be accomplished every year simply by putting on life vests in deep waters. As we develop as a people in this country, we are less knowledgeable of the trillions of bits of info that are processed to determine how to. I believe that the wisdom of God that has always directed us in a narrow way to be much quicker and efficient for the people to use to save the lives of many. Tobacco is proven to kill more people than war, and yet it is sold to America and marketed to our children in almost every store that ought not to be. If our laborers are supporting industries that cause death by way of our purchase, then we are working for the wrong people. There are many places with stores that have chosen to value its customers' lives and have ruled against selling tobacco. There are some places in America where there is choice allowed. Clearly, that proves opportunity to encourage children not to support businesses that profit by causing hurt. However, we have to do what we do in faith towards God for a clear conscience as we work for a way to have more choice, especially at gas stations. I do not want to work for those that make their money by taking advantage of people. I want to know the work that I do on the job is continuing its place in the world in a way that pleases God and keeps this country safe. We live in a beautiful country with many of the works of God that reflect His character by bringing together from all the world people to live peaceably with love and honor, and this is more American than a continent. We, the people, have the ability to choose to do good. Tobacco hurts the body, but worse is the moral structure that is learned to the children. Is death okay if it is paid for? Sickness, pain, or lack of love? Must we only look to justify what is not best, or would we be bettered by justifying why we reach past where we don't have to grab hold of a way that will result in better? Faith without works is dead, and yet it takes faith to do the work. I believe the result of doing good for God to be established and determined of God. I believe He is loyal and patient, forgiving, loving, and I believe we have His blessing. And yet we have a more serious moral issue that I think must be resolved. Though less in the amount of death, what we choose will be a clear reflection not of who we are, but of who we will become. I believe life is of value, and reflecting this theory is law that requires cars driven in public to have seatbelts in case of an accident. This is an effort to save life. And yet every year in America, children die because it is an expense to protect them on their way to and from school. I believe what they learn is important. I believe we should teach improvement. We can show them who we are by leading them with love to be all that they can be. The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 21 says, "For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." God bless us all as we love and protect the home He has given us before the eternal heaven, from where He loves and judges with equity and justice. Let us be bold as lions, strong in the spirit of hope, and may we teach the children to see with vision like unto the eagle that soars in the light. May we teach them to rise victoriously as children of the day, cherished and precious in God's sight. As we seek peace, love, and wisdom of the Almighty to be our guide, let us show the children with faith to believe and love.